I bought this building, the Anderson School, and we put out a YouTube video kind of explaining like what we were going to do with the space. And somewhere in there, I casually mentioned wedding venue, which at the time I didn't really know if that would happen. But she watched the video and sent it to her mom and said, "Hey, we're going to meet this guy." So her mom slid in my DMs and was like, "Hey, I got a daughter. It's in the wedding business.
Ella thought that it was kind of a professional contact, but moms, it was definitely like, I got this single daughter. She's at UNA. That sort of deal. Can we come meet you? So we just said, sure, come, head on over. I didn't look at her page or anything. I didn't know anything about her, and she walked in and just looked gorgeous, as she is, and we got to talking, and she invited me over, and pretty much went from there. We went on the first date 3 weeks later, and it was pretty much instant. Like, we just kind of clicked. The initial, like early on, is when I'd kind of I'm kind of a out there person, not always in a good way. And I throw these wild, crazy ideas at her, and she just didn't react. She was just like, oh yeah, that makes sense. For a while there, our dates, like, we didn't really go on dates. It was like, hey, this weekend we're gonna go scrub toilets. And she was like, no, we scrubbing toilets, let's go. And everything we did, she wanted to do with me. It didn't matter if it was fun or awful. So that's kind of how I do. What do I most like about her? I said this last night in the rehearsal dinner. Probably just her general openness. Because she's always been very open about her feelings. She's been very open about kind of me and my crazy ideas. She's been open to loving me for who I am. I don't think I'll cry. I'm definitely gonna cry when she walks down the aisle, for sure. My little sister told me if I don't cry, it doesn't count. So, no, but I don't know. It's definitely gonna be overwhelming, because it's like, we've been not only building up to this moment like every other couple does for a wedding, but it's like we've also been trying to get the venue ready for a year and a half, and combination of like, this is it, we finally made it, like, sense of relief, but also I'm just excited to get to spend the rest of my life with her. So.
I think he didn't freak out when I told him I wanted to open my own business one day, and I was kind of an entrepreneur and I wanted to kind of take a break from school, and he did not freak out when I told him I wanted to. And then we just kind of put our heads together and we started working on this place, and we've bickered and we did stuff through all of this, and after he could handle me, I realized he was the one, that if he could handle me, he could last forever. He's quirky and he has a little bit of nerdy into him, and I've never dated or anything like that, and I just think we offset each other, and he just cracks me up because he's just so smart and he analyzes everything, and I'm just like, let's just go. And so I just think that's funny because he'll just analyze everything, and then it's just like he comes up with stuff and I'm like, okay. Or he's just quirky, like he played in the band and I was a basketball player, and so it's just, I guess they say opposites attract, and they sure do. Oh, I'm excited. I'm ready. I've waited a year for this, and I'm just ready for it to be here and actually just be called his wife and go on our honeymoon. Can't believe it's true sometimes. Oh, I can't believe it's true. I get to love you. It's the best thing that I'll ever do. I get to love you. It's a promise I'm making to you. Whatever may come, your heart I will choose. Forever I'm yours, forever I do. I get to love you. I get to love you. I get to love you. I get to love you.
For both of your lives to this point, your mother and dad on both sides have been anticipating this day. Sometimes the question I'm about to ask is a hard one to answer. Sometimes it's easy. After hearing you talk last night, I think this is going to be an easy answer. But who gives this woman to marry this man? I, Ethan, take you, Ella,
I, Ethan, take you, Ella,
to be my lawfully wedded wife,
to be my lawfully wedded wife,
to have and to hold,
to have and to hold,
from this day forward,
from this day forward,
for better or worse,
for better or worse,
for richer or poorer,
for richer or poorer,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
to love and to cherish,
to love and to cherish,
till death and only death shall part us.
till death and only death shall part us.
And is that your solemn vow?
Yes,
I, Ella, take you, Ethan, to be my lawfully wedded husband, to have and to hold, from this day forward, for better or worse, for richer or poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, till death and only death shall part us. And is that your solemn promise? I ask you to do the same, third finger of his left hand. With this ring, I thee wed, with all my worldly goods and heart's faithful affections, I do thee endow. Now let me tell you the simple version of this. When we were talking, they said, we want it to be traditional. I said, I can do that. Yesterday we were outside and Ivy, right? Ivy said, I'm telling you, here's what we need to do. Ask him, does he love her? So do you love her?
I do.
Do you love him? I do. Then we're done. Ethan, now you can kiss the bride. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time,